I never should have complained to Feynman about you. I'm gonna regret that to the day I die.
Hey, Stella. Listen, he's your father. He loves you. He got misinformation. That's all. Look, I'm gonna show him the utmost respect at the sit-down tomorrow night.
That's not love. It's control. It's different.
Derek Thomas, Monday Morning Critic. How are you, Lucy and Michael?
Good. How are you, Derek?
Good. Lucy, I'm going to start with you. My 4-year-old is named Lucy, so it's only appropriate that a Lucy is playing a strong female character. So I just want you to know that. Lucy, if you take your character from season 1 to where we are now, what's your favorite part of the way she's evolved as a person, as a character, as a being? What's been your favorite part of the ride?
I think my favorite part of the ride has been her assertiveness, the development of that. And I think that initially, she was making bold choices. She's been making bold choices from the beginning with trying to, escape her father through her relationships or, even with her mental health issues, like everything she does is big. And, when she wanted revenge for Teddy, like getting Benny Eggs killed and defending Colombo killing someone, she's like a very bold person, but she was kind of always doing that in reaction to the situations around her. And this season, she's finally taking all of that energy and channeling it into conscious decision making and playing this chess game and using all of that energy to be an empowered woman in the mafia and to take the power for herself. And yeah, so I think that journey's been really good for me to play, and I think the assertiveness and where she gets to there has been my favorite bit.
It's an awesome answer. Joe, let me ask you this. I mean, Joe. Michael, let me ask you this about Joe. What's the most frightening part about living in Joe's world? Is it always looking over your shoulder, knowing that people always want to take you down? And this is the other thing that I can never figure out, because I was looking into your character in his actual life. He had 5 kids. Like, how do you live this underground world of like mayhem and then have these 5 kids? Like, I have 2 kids, and I feel guilty if I go to the supermarket for 5 minutes too long, never mind being head of the seedy underworld. Like, so what do you think, if you had to look at your character, what's the most frightening part about it? Because I would be paranoid as hell. How do you see that?
Well, no, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, this is a world that's populated by people that are born into it, and they come into it, and this is their normal. They don't know, they don't know another world. They don't know another way of operating, and family is an important part of. That's how they're able to, move in silence, is because they keep it family oriented. So to answer your question, how does one do that? The only answer I can sort of give that makes any sense is there's an element of sociopathy, where they just don't touch that part, of themselves very often. And if they do, it gets redirected.
So let me ask you this, Michael. Do you think it's like they see right, the way you and I see right and wrong is much different from how they see right and wrong? Is that pretty much what you think? Is that putting it in a nutshell? Because I feel like the sociopathy was perfect, because I feel like when you watch these, I'm not going to compare the two, but serial killers or somebody that does something heinous, you're like, that person doesn't get the concept of life or the respect for life. I almost feel like these guys are not maybe there, but they're in the same mold.
I mean, I've played a number of characters that are homicidal, and so through my years of doing research for one character or another, I stumbled upon an interview with a guy named Richard Kuklinski, who was a hitman for the mafia, and he was talking to this FBI profiler, and one of the things the FBI profiler mentioned to him, they were talking, well, Kuklinski, the Iceman, was in prison.
Iceman, yeah, he's not. Yeah. He was, yeah,
yeah. And what the profiler was talking about, he was said, look, there's some people that are born with a fearless G, right? It's a bit of nature and nurture, right? They have this thing in them where they just don't feel fear the way a normal person does. And if they're raised in a loving, nurturing, caring environment, they can grow up to be astronauts or fighter pilots or F1 drivers, right? But if they're raised in a world dominated by violence, and they're coached to be violent, they're from a very early age, they're exposed to violence, they're they see horrendous things from a very young age, then they can go move into this world, where that which exists with, where the human life is just the price of doing business sometimes, and that's, you can take somebody out and you go straight to lunch and order a glass of wine.
Lucy and Michael, you are so terrific, and thank you both for this time. I'm really enjoying your performances throughout the seasons, and yours in season 4. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks very much, Derek. Cheers.
Have a great day.